Hello everybody. Once again, I know it's been a long time. Justin Punarelli here, and we're gonna be doing some. I'll be doing some Lichess, not live, so don't worry. I'm not gonna bore you with the details. No, I am gonna bore you with the details. That's the goal, to bore you with the details. I'm bored. What can I say, guys? The program is Lichess on Android. It's on the App Store if you're interested. All they want is your name and email address. I typically don't give out my email because of spam, but you know what? I've got like an email address since when I was like 19 years old. It's like 20 plus years old now. Yeah, it's that old. So, it's full of spam. That's all it is spam. So, whatever, they can have it, right? So yeah, let's, so I'm just gonna go through a game I had, just for the sake of the fun of it, I guess. Nice 30-minute game, but I'm not gonna take 30 minutes, hopefully, to go through it. Let's just get right to it, shall we? Here goes, hold on. Enough of that, right? So, let's just do, yeah, here we go. There we are. So, I've been practicing a couple things, which I'll show you. Actually, let's do this first. Okay. So my opponent is we'll just call him Marco, and I'm on the bottom. Rodent Man Justin. I've been using that nickname since like forever. So yeah, there you go. Basically, King's Pawn, which is not. I mean, that's pretty common, right? And that's also a decent move according to, I think, most chess computers. Now, traditionally, I would have simply, put out my King's Pawn 2 to match, but let's be fair here. Things get hairy if you don't know what to do, because there's traps that your opponent can pull on you and stuff, and so I've been trying something new. Well, it's not new, but it's new for me. This is called the Scandinavian Defense. So if you're from Scandinavia, gotta tell you, you guys came up with a cool defensive strategy for chess. So awesome. So this works for me, at least so far. So the idea is, this is kind of like a Gambit as well. So the idea is, if he takes your pawn, you take his pawn with your queen, and he'll probably bring out his knight and start chasing you around. But anyway, that doesn't happen. He develops a a knight, which is it's definitely a recommended strategy. Although I think the other recommended strategy is to, I forget, but anyway, this is not a bad line here. Now, guys, I don't want to come off like I'm a chess expert, because I'm not. Look at my rating, right at the bottom there, in the lower left-hand corner. I'm only ranked around 1,200, and that's like give or take. That can be like give or take 200 points. So in reality, I'm probably only 1,000. So I'm like a newbie here. I remember I had a friend. He'd get his queen out, and he'd start popping holes in my defenses and all my pawns, and I would spaz out because I had no idea what to do. And I've only came so far since I was a kid. Yeah, I've only come so far since then. Anyway, but I'm learning. Guys, I watch chess videos, and people are like, oh, so-and-so was bad, so-and-so was bad, they'll laugh at this person, they laugh at that person, and it's like, guys, everyone's new at a game at least once. Everyone's new once. Everyone is lousy at something. I'm lousy at this. Let's face facts. So, I moved my pawn in the hopes that I can protect my central pawn as well, kind of doubling up the protection on it. And then he goes ahead and he says, and he does this. Now, why, I don't know, but I'll show you in the analysis why this would have bothered me, because I had an idea, and it didn't work out. But something else happens anyway, so... I'm not gonna lie, I hate knights. So if you see me do this, don't think for a second that I'm bluffing, because I'm not. I hate knights. I will suicide anything into your knight if I have to. Another knight, a bishop, I don't care. Any chance I get, your knight's gonna die. Now right now his knight's pinned. If you know anything about chess, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, obviously his knight can't move, it'll be check. So he threatens my bishop with capture. Yeah, I don't care. Right? I don't care. I'm capturing your knight. So he probably could have blocked, but that would have been even dumber because then he would have lost another piece. So, yeah. That's all he really had in my opinion, probably, because I would have just took another piece. If he blocked with his bishop, I would have just taken another piece. Yeah, so that was pretty cool. Moving on. So, developing a knight. I'm not sure what this is going to do for me, but why not, I guess. I forget if I had a plan at this point. I was just kind of... The knight move might have been like me winging it. Then he moves out his pawn, and I forget what I was thinking at this point. But part of me said, just take the pawn, why not? Then this is something that I did not predict him doing, although maybe I should have. He took my pawn. Now guys, another thing about me, if you ever play me in chess, I will suicide my queen happily into yours any time of day. A queen exchange, in my opinion, is... I love it. Okay, I don't even care if the chips are down for me, I will trade queens. Typically. Typically. Unless the exchange is, you know, already going poorly for me, I guess, then maybe I'll run and hide, but at that point, if I'm that far behind, I will probably just concede and say to heck with it. He takes my pawn. I take his, he takes my pawn, I take his queen. Obviously. So, now in my opinion, now we got a game going on. Move out the knight. Developing a knight. This was pretty cool. I think the only piece he's threatening is down here in the corner. If you look here, I'll have to show you in the analysis, won't I? But so anyway, so I move up because I can defend against an attack here. So that was my reasoning. You can tell how long it takes me to think through things because if you look at the time in the lower right-hand corner and his timer in the upper right-hand corner. Okay, we're doing a 30-minute game, so there you go. So, I had my reasons. Moving on. So he backs up. Obviously, he knows he can't take the pawn because my knight's guarding it. And it was just like an afterthought for me to even move my pawn up. I didn't even think of it as an attack. That shows you where my mind is. Okay, for me it was just stopping an attack. I didn't think to myself, I can take your bishop if you don't move. It was just, I want to stop you from taking an undefended pawn. I castle. They say you're supposed to castle within like the first 10 moves. Sometimes I wait longer. Sometimes I want to like develop my pieces first. So, yeah. This time I'm like, hey, you know what? I've got basically everything clear in my back row, minus a bishop. Now I'm going to castle. He develops a knight, which was actually pretty cool because now he's got like 2 attackers on the same piece. I forget what I did. What did I do? Oh, yeah. Now I'm pinning his horse. Pinning the knight to the king, basically, because now he cannot move his Well, basically, if he tries to capture in the middle, you know, taking away the capturing my pawn, what's going to happen is, well, he can't. he can't capture it with his horse. And if he captures it with his bishop, I get a free bishop. So moving on. He did that, which, you know what, I'll be fair, I would have done that. And what better way to defend your knight and to get your king unpinned? Because remember what I said earlier, I will gladly take away your knights any time of day with anything I can. Now, but instead of simply capturing, check first. This is where things start to heat up. He dodges, which, you know, makes sense in my opinion. And now I've got control of the open file. Now I take his knight because I hate those things. But I'm feeling pretty good about myself. Now, I don't know why he did that, because he could have taken with the bishop instead. Would have been better, I think, in my opinion. So now I want to move up a pawn to get more defense on my central pawn, instead of having the horse or my knight being the only piece that's doing it. So at this point he moves a rook, probably simply to attack my undefended pawn. No problem. I think this is called a lift, when you put like a stronger piece in front of a pawn. So now I've got my horse in a really great place, attacking at least 3 pieces, right? The pawn, the bishop, and another pawn. Now he knows the piece I'm going after. Okay, so he's not going to swoop down and take my pawn now. He's got to do something. So what's he do? He guards his bishop. Now I'm okay trading material. I don't really care. So I like a nice fast heated, you know, fun heated game where there's a lot of action going on, so bam. No big deal. I mean, come on, that was fun, right? What do I do next? I protect my pawn by moving it up. Cakewalk. Now it's protected really well. Now he moves up his pawn, and I'm understanding what he's doing. He wants to contest control of the center, which is a good idea. So, but I've got 2 pieces on it now, the knight and a pawn, so no big deal. Now I had a plan here, and I was trying to decide, do I move my knight up first, or do I move my pawn up first? I moved my pawn first. Okay, so now again, I've got the same situation. My knight's covering my pawn, and the bishop can no longer simply take the pawn and take the center back. So I still have some control over the center, which is nice. And I still control the open file next to the king, so that's awesome. Now he does this, and I'm thinking, okay, I know what he's trying to do, but I had a plan. Now, at first, I didn't even realize what would happen if I did this until a little later on. So I'm thinking, okay, you want to trade pieces, that's okay. I can trade pieces with you. Let's trade pieces. So I'm thinking, even if he takes my my rook, I'm taking his rook. And then I'm like, wait a second, even better. If he takes my rook and I take his rook, now he's in check. And that's exactly what happens. Now what do you do? Now obviously the computer says, move up diagonally to the black space, right? He does this instead. And that's when I'm like, well, even better. Now there's an awesome move. At first I was just gonna go ahead and take his bishop, but I'm like, no, 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 no. Much better than the bishop. I'm gonna fork him. Boom. Nice fork. Beautiful fork. He says, okay. I'll attack your, I'll attack. Probably should have moved in the other direction. I would have taken the rook anyway. At this point, he moves over, and that's it. At that point, he instantly decides to forfeit, and that's fine, because I had the bishop at that point too. So going to analysis, which has already been done for me by the app. You're all thinking, how badly did I mess up? Not too badly, honestly. So, guys, I'm really not sure what an inaccuracy is, but I'm thinking it means there's a slightly better move you could have done. So an inaccuracy basically means you made an okay move, but there's a better one, I think. That's what I think it is. Because if I'm wrong, let me know what an inaccuracy happens to be in chess, in Lichess, because I'm not sure. I made one mistake, which, yeah, probably was a mistake, and one blunder, but I'm going to say with my style of play, I don't really think it was a blunder in my opinion. That's my opinion. And according to the computer, my opponent messed up a lot more. So yeah, there's move times. We're both taking our time to think quite often. Let's go back to the move list here. Let's start the analysis again. So again, Scandinavian Defense. Why? Well, why not? Because instead of being like King's Pawn, what tends to happen is I've had computers do this to me. They'll do something like this, and then I'm not sure what to do realistically. Like, I've done like this before against computers. Then you see this happening. Then I'll do something like this, trying to trade queens, and then you see the computer do like this, and it's like, yeah, that happens, guys. That happens. So, so if you're white and you get into this situation where it's, I'm sorry, this situation, try this out. Go here, attack this piece here. If they try to attack you by doing this, just take. And if they try doing anything, I mean, because you've got a guard, right? You have to block the attack. Now you can do this, or this. Either way, just do this, and you've got a free rook. Okay? Just a little chess strategy. Not that I know much strategy, but I do know a couple things. But again, guys, I'm only like 1,000, so, you know, hey, I'm pretty bad at the game, so hey, take it as you will, right? So I'm like, you know what I'm gonna do? I've been working on this thing called the Scandinavian Defense, and so far, I like it. It's working for me. Computer says that's an inaccuracy. He says capturing would be best. So according to the computer, capturing the pawn in the Scandinavian Defense is better. But then that's the follow-up, apparently. Along with this, then your queen gets chased around, basically. Now, why you would move your queen over, I don't know. I'd probably just be like, cool, and move back. And then continue with my development. But he says, move that way, that. And this is the Stockfish engine, okay? Finally followed by that. But that's not what happened. So, Again, the computer had no problem with that move, which is nice, right? Computer says fine, go defend, right? That's cool. So should he have captured? I don't know, maybe. But he didn't capture, instead he does this, which is cool. I thought it was fine. I mean, because what am I gonna do, right? What can I do? Can I do this? Wasting tempo, right? I think that's called tempo, right? When you just kind of push a piece out there for no reason. I mean, there'd be a reason to it. He could capture, and I can try capturing, but he's gonna get away. He can just escape by doing, like, I don't know, this, or just backing up and doing this. You know, no big deal, really. So, one of the things I know about chess is this. You try not to move the same piece too many times in the beginning, and only make enough pawn moves to kind of establish some kind of, like, pawn structure backbone. Okay? With the typical strategy with pawns being to kind of grab control of the center and hold on to it for as long as possible, making it harder for your opponent to maneuver around the board. So yeah, so far, no big deal. Okay. So I defend, and he defends. I think that's maybe just a defensive move, but what I was thinking was this. I think I wanted to do something like this. Oops, let's do this. So yeah, I wanted to do something like this with the possible aim of getting, yeah, no, this, I think this right here. Yeah, I was gonna do this because I wanted to put my my knight here early on, but then he had to be there, and then he could have just, you know, that's no good, right? I can't have that, so that move did kind of frustrate me when he moved his pawn there to defend, and I'm like, okay. So I had to think of something else to do, right? And that just came as a natural, let's do that then, because, you know, at this point, now I'm pinning your horse down. And since I hate horses, since I hate knights, I don't care. Your knight's going down at this point. Now, there's nothing that's going to save your knight at this point. So, in my opinion, he should have been like this. In my opinion, that's what you should have done. But I still would have taken it. I still would have taken it, no big deal. Yeah. And that would have been actually a good position, sorry. That would have been a good position for him as well, because now he can control this piece here. He can attack this piece here, and that's not bad. So yeah, no big deal. Thankfully, he did not do that, and he attacks me instead with the pawn, and I just take my piece, and he does that, which now makes sense, right? I develop a knight again. The computer says attack the center. Probably would have been okay. Probably would have been a good idea. He doesn't, though. And, you know, in my opinion, that was actually probably a good idea, because now he's attacking the center square with two pieces. And yeah, that's really not a bad idea. And I still cannot get my knights where I want them to be without difficulty. So yeah, but I'm thinking I'll just take the piece. Why not the other one? I don't really know. He could have moved up at this point. I mean, literally, he probably could have just moved up, maybe. And I could have just maybe moved, then I guess I could have attacked at that point, but maybe not. I don't know. Maybe he could have attacked this way. I'm not sure. Then I could have, I don't know. What do I do then? Retreat, really. I can't attack, because now my knight just dies. So yeah, the computer's correct. This Well, actually, no. The computer didn't complain. You know what? That's the funny thing. The computer had no complaints about that move. As soon as he does this, there's no complaints. The computer's like, hey, do that. The computer seems to think this is a good move. And I'm going to say, because at first I didn't actually see this at first. It took me like a couple seconds to see the queen move. And like I said, pieces I like to trade off, knights and queens. Not that I don't like, you know what? Don't get me wrong, the queen's awesome. She's powerful, but you know what? I'm just not good enough with my queen to allow my enemy's queen to just run free. So at this point, you know, I'm thinking to myself, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it. And I do. So, gotta capture it. No big deal. It was check. The computer says this was an inaccuracy. Let's see what they say was the best move. So this is the computer's best line here for me at this point. They said I should have moved up. Then something like this would have been the best line, according to the computer. And then followed by castling that, then finally this. And looking at this, I'm thinking, why would you want to wind up in this position? And why would you want to castle queenside? I'm not really sure why you want to castle queenside, but you know what? Maybe that wasn't an accuracy. Maybe I had a better move to make. But in this way, I figure I can defend my other knight, and I was pretty happy about that. So yeah. Right here, guys. This was the piece I was worried about. Right there, the pawn. This pawn right here. Okay. So my whole idea behind going up here was to basically defend this piece, because once I realized that this horse, the knight, defends this square, I was like, oh, okay, just go up. Like, why am I worried about defending my pawn when I can simply move up one square? And him being under attack was just like, oh, I didn't even think about it. It didn't even occur to me to worry about it, or to think about it as an attack. For me, that was just a defense. So he retreats. Now, why in the world at this point would the computer tell me to move up here like so? I don't know. The funny thing is, that's it. There's no follow-up maneuvers. It just says move that way. If you ask me, Stockfish engine lost its brain. I don't know why it said do that. So I castled. It says inaccuracy C5 was best. Why does it say that? Let's find out. So it does C5. I guess I go there. Sure, why not? Cool, yeah, check them. Sure, why not? Bring out your horse. Yeah, that's fine, right? That's a good idea. I attack for some reason, which probably pointless. He's just going to simply dodge it. I retreat, apparently. He attacks me, or no. What's he even doing? I'm not sure what he's doing. Yeah, that's what I would do at that point, I guess, sure. And then that, then this. I don't know why he says the knight is an inaccuracy. Although maybe the computer's saying that because now he's pinned. Because now if the knight moves and takes that, for example, well, actually, no, he cannot move. That's the point. He's pinned. So you have to either, you know, move your king or block. He opts to block, which I would have done that. I would have done that. That's what I would have done. So even if I had done this, you get us to do that, right? That makes sense. But when I realized that I had an open file to attack on, I could not help myself. Not that I had a follow-up maneuver. I didn't have anything to follow up with, but this was a good idea, right? This was a good idea in my mind. Good idea. So he dodges. At this point, you know, I take, then he takes. But apparently he says that's an inaccuracy. I don't know why. Let's find out. So he decides, yeah, he says defend first. And the computer can do that random move. Yeah, so the computer does not like trading off pieces, apparently. Because this line here is the computer's thought process on what the best move was. See, the computer just wants to dodge attacks. And in my mind, I'm not sure how this position is helpful for me, but it does look like it puts some pressure on the center and maybe could result in some good attacks on the king. I don't know. But yeah, so what happens instead? Well, once he gets out of check, like I said, guys, I'm going to take your knight. I'm taking the knight. I don't care what happens. I take the knight. Now, I got to admit that is a blunder, because now you're kind of blocking your own pieces a little bit. You're blocking the maneuverability of your bishop. So obviously this would have been the best thing here. Or no, I'm sorry, hold on. I take, no, hold on. Yeah, he says, yeah, he just said, yeah, just take it. Even the computer knows that. Just take it, he says. So, mistake. Why does he say that's a mistake? That's weird. He was suggesting it before as a maneuver, as a move to make, but now he's saying that's a mistake. Oh, because now he likes the idea of me. Yeah. It's right, though. The computer's correct. Because basically, if I do this, he could have done this, and now I can't do this. So yeah, I did make a mistake here. Definitely, for sure, this was a mistake, in my opinion. I agree. This was a bad thing to do. This was bad. So, I got lucky, though. Instead, he moves his... Come on now. Instead, he moves his rook over to attack my bishop here, or my pawn down there. But I saw it. No, I'm sorry, no. I do see it, but you know, at this point, I want to get up here and attack his, you know, bishop instead. So obviously, he knows what's going on. He's not blind. He can see it. So, but what I don't get is, instead of retreating like he probably should have done, like the computer suggests he do, okay, the computer says retreat, and then this is the best line according to the computer. Again, best according to whose definition, I don't really know. But this puts us... I don't know, I mean, where does that put us? I'm not really sure. I guess at this point, like, At this point, I probably would have done this, right? And then probably traded pieces. I don't know. Maybe not. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not for him, so... so yeah, so how this is the best position at this point, I'm not sure why. Why he suggests this and not this, I guess. But again, that's not what happened. So he blunders, we agree on that, right? I move up that piece right there, that was definitely a mistake. But likewise, even if I had done this first... No, never mind, yeah, I can see, yeah, that's why. Because now he can't simply go here, because now he has to move his bishop first. So anyway, he blocks, or he guards. Understandable, you know, you want to take my bishop, I want to take your knight, right? That makes sense. I'm okay with that, right? He takes. Now I move up my pawn, right? Now I have to move up my pawn to stop his... Ah, come on now. To stop his rook from taking it, right? Oops, yep, sorry. Now he moves forward. Or no, sorry, yeah. Now he moves his pawn up, attacking my pawn. Kind of contesting dominance in the center of the board. Now he says this was a mistake. Why is that? I don't understand why that's a mistake. I'm trying to think here about this guy. I'm trying to think here, guys. Why is that a mistake? He says, EF, no. He says that's the best move, but wouldn't he just go like this? Why would he not do this? Because now what do I really have? Now I'm leaving this pawn undefended. I don't get it. But whatever. Sometimes I disagree with the computer, and sometimes the computer's right, and sometimes I still think I'm correct. So, no, I don't think that was a mistake. Or a blunder. Yeah, so... He takes... Nope, hey, cool, take. Right? So I take to, again... You know, I want to guard that piece. I just want to, you know, get my piece back as well, so... Let's do that. And it's also guarded by my knight. So he can't take, because my knight's sitting right there, right? Okay. And this is where things get fun. Obviously, I see the attack on my rook in the back row. You know, I lift my my knight, or yeah, my knight up top and into the center of the board, and ultimately attack his rook. And like I said, what happened next was just an afterthought. In fact, I didn't even really see it coming. I just like said, hey, I'm thinking, you want to trade pieces, I will gladly trade rooks. Because at least in the back row, I can take my rook anyway. So he takes, and I take, and I'm thinking, oh, that's awesome. That puts him in check again. So I'm basically guaranteed at this point to take his bishop. So let's say, instead of him blundering, let's say he had done this. Now, at this point, what can I really do? I can move back, but what would have happened is he probably would have done this. At this, let's say, okay, let's be honest. Let's say I did this. Okay. I'm assuming the computer would simply have taken my piece, and then I would have done that. Right? So let's say he did this. What can I really do? I don't know. I can put my bishop back here, but then I lose my pawn structure, and that's no good. So, But like I said, even if he had done that, I probably would have done this anyway, simply to force him to do, well, either move his rook or, you know, hey. But, in my mind, this probably would have forced him to take my knight, and I would have done this. And it would have been me on an open file, and this would have been the game at this point, right? But he blunders big time. I got so lucky right now. I'm like, wait a second. I don't gotta take his bishop yet. I don't have to do this right now because I've got a better move. And that's what they say. That's what the chess professionals say. They say, wait a second, stop. They say, yeah, you see the good move. That's cool, right? That's a good move. But look for the better move. Okay, look for the better. So let's say I did this, right? I do this. Check. No problem. Okay. But I took a second. I took some time to say, wait a second. I've got time. Let's make the better move. And now he's forked. He's got to move his he's got to move his king or destroy my knight, which he cannot do. So at this point, he blunders badly. I move here, check again, forking 2 pieces. He goes there. And again, he goes into the wrong spot. Okay. I mean, you want my opinion? You're forked. At least get ready to take my knight. So I can do this. He can take. I can take. But either way, I'm thinking, so what does he do? He does that. I take. He moves. At that point, I would have been happy to do this, and he could have taken, but then with the rook up and plenty of pawns, you know. But guys, look, let's put it this way. Even if somehow, if he had wound up, I don't know. Let's say it came out that I no longer had my rook on the board. In my opinion, this would have been a beautiful position to wind up in, because I feel like I'm pretty good at endgames where there's pawns on the board and it's just me, enemy king, and enemy pawns. Okay? I had some pretty good pawn structures to work with, and I think I could have gotten around his pawns and then promoted to a queen and then ended the game. But at this point, you know, right, I fork him again. I mean, this is the luckiest series of moves. At this point, it's like I'm getting lucky. He's like, you know, move down, attack my rook, right? Cool. I'm gonna move up and attack your rook, right? At this point, if you take, I'm gonna take, not even realizing that, you know, not even realizing that I was gonna check him. That was just like, I'm like, oh, bonus. You know, at this point, he moves, right? Again, blunders. Again, I'm lucky. I'm like, wait a second, better move, go here. You know, whatever he does, I'm taking his rook. I don't care. I will lose my horse if he... I don't care what he does. He does this, that, boom, and that's game. He's done. He's done. He left the game, and that was... Hey, I'm happy with that. So yeah, so this took 30 minutes. Yeah, this took 30 minutes. I'm sorry. Anyway, guys, right, king's pawn, e4, right, pawn to e4. If you're playing black, go ahead and give the Scandinavian Defense a try, because in my opinion, it does some pretty fun things. Okay. Let's just go through this game real quick. Boom. Like watching in fast motion. Love that exchange. It's like, yeah, take my pawn. Yeah, no, you're not gonna take my pawn. Check. Get rid of your horses for you. Then watch as you totally. He did try. I'm not saying he didn't do a good job, because he was doing okay, really. I mean, look at this. At this point of the game, okay, the position's only a little in my favor, really, right? I mean, it's really not that big a deal. He still had moves, okay? He did have moves. He could have maybe moved his rook back. I would have done this anyway. He could have moved this piece up, right? Then what am I going to do then, right? Everything now was basically death. Okay? Like, I go here, right? That's death. That's death. That's death. That's not death, but you know what? Right? Big deal. I mean, he's like, let's say he does this. What do I do now, right? This kills me. That doesn't do anything for me. That does almost nothing for me. That kills me. I mean, right? I start dancing around, right? I don't know. We get to this part, though, and I get so lucky. I came up with the most interesting idea. Just move up the knight. Exchange rooks, and watch them dance. I got lucky, guys. This guy put up a great fight. We're really props to my opponent there, Marco. Marco, if you see this video ever, buddy, I'm not trying to put you down. You did a great job. I got lucky. I'm a newbie. Okay, I really am a newbie at this game. So hey, I don't blame you for bowing out. You know what? I would have bowed out. I probably would have bowed out right there. I would have bowed out right here. I'd have been like, nope, I'm done. I'm done. Because obviously you're gonna get your my bishop. Like, even if he had done this, and let's say I did this, then he does this. At this point, this is still even a game that's kind of, you know, I don't know, right? I mean, so yeah, oopsie. Anyway, Scandinavian Defense, guys. Let me show you real quick what that's about and why I decided to get into that. Start practicing these openings or these defenses. First of all, I like the Queen's Gambit, okay? But you guys can watch other videos to learn about the Queen's Gambit and other things. But I just want to show you these real quick anyway, because it's going to be a part of the video, right? So that's the Queen's Gambit, just in general, right? And they show you Queen's Gambit accepted. Now, what's a gambit? If I can express correctly what it is, basically a gambit is if you basically offer a small piece like a pawn for bait, and if they take it like this, you can start developing other pieces, okay, and gaining and you can gain control, basically, right? So this is one thing that could have happened in a Queen's Gambit, for example. I love the Queen's Gambit. It does look like it opens up your center a bit more in terms of exposing your queen and your king, but in my opinion, it's not that big a deal. I think most people decline the Gambit, right? And this guy shows you a possible position you can get into, which doesn't actually look that bad, really. Okay, I mean, it looks like both people have castled. Both people have a well-established center with some good play options here. So I don't know. Hey, so there's the Queen's Gambit, and there's the Queen's Gambit declined, which simply means you're not taking the bait piece. You're not going to do that, right? Instead of accepting the bait, you say no. I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna defend instead and keep right. I'm gonna keep developing my pieces instead. And then there you go. So that's an example that they give. Here's something else that they give it as an example. Again, Queen's Gambit declined. Not taking the bait white piece. They're not taking the white pawn, right? Don't take the white pawn. It's just bait. So the Gambit is basically saying, hey, let's say you take my pawn. Now you've wasted a move taking what? A single piece, right? You've got one piece out of it. Okay? At this point, you can develop your pieces, you know, or I usually do that. That's the old variation, I guess, of Queen's Gambit. There's different traps you can get into and stuff and create for your opponent. It's pretty cool. I like it. So when I'm playing as white, I've been practicing with the Queen's Gambit. Anyway, so then the idea is, let's say they continue development. At this point, you can take back the pawn that you lost, or basically you can recover your pawn. Okay, so now it's even Stevening with pawns, and you're only slightly ahead on development, you know. At this point, they can do whatever they want. I don't know. They can do whatever, right? They can, I don't know. They can do that, right? I don't know. You can do whatever, right? It's pretty cool in my opinion. So Queen's Gambit on offense is white. I like it. I've been practicing with it. Oops, yeah, I gotta get rid of that first. This thing's kind of glitchy. So, oh, here we go. Perfect. Awesome. This looks good. So this guy says, hello everyone, welcome to my study. We're going to analyze the Scandinavian Defense. Okay. What is it? So, opponent plays d5 with their pawn, right? Or no, I'm sorry. Opponent plays, what is that, e4? Yeah, sorry, e4. You play d5. According to the theory, this move prevents white from controlling the center with pawns. And I guess it usually leads to something called an open position. So yeah. So he's saying, don't play this instead, play d5. Like I said, guys, when I've like in the past, I would have played this, but then I mess up so often because my opponent might do this. And I'd be like, I've got to attack the queen, right? I got to get that queen out of there. And then I fall into this trap. Or something like it. And then this happens. Now, yeah, you can defend against it, and I finally learned how to defend against this. Okay, if he does this at this point, just do that. That's all you gotta do. That way he cannot take the pawn. He cannot check your king, he cannot take your pawn, and he can't do anything else either. Okay? But instead of going with, you know, king's pawn, I want to practice with the Scandinavian Defense because I'm trying to remember if open positions are helpful to knights or I don't know. Guys, again, I'm a newbie, so what do I know? I know nothing. All I know is I'm practicing with the Scandinavian Defense against King's Pawn game. So King's Pawn, Scandinavian. So in this line, they're taking the pawn, right? And then the follow-up is obviously take the pawn, and there you go. Another option, recapture the pawn, attack, right? Attack the queen. And again, these guys are just like, I guess, sample lines, right? Sample lines that you could try, or that could be tried. Okay. In my opinion, White's doing pretty good. He's trying to get his pieces out there. Trying to take the center with his knights and the pawn. Your queen's hanging out there, I guess. He says, after this move, black has many ways to continue. Some of the common moves might be to develop your bishop, etc. So when I saw this, I'm thinking, hey, this looks good. I can still get my stuff done. I can still take away the center, and you don't run into that problem with the queen. So there you go. He says you develop a piece, and you'll also recapture the pawn. You may be down a pawn, but you're already ahead in development. So another line, I guess. He says, you know, you could just, White might ignore the pawn. But I guess this is their what they recommend, I guess, at this point. Yeah, I did actually get into this kind of position with an opponent earlier, but I messed up so badly. So, guys, if you want to see me get wrecked while attempting the Scandinavian Defense, let me know. So I do believe I have a game to show you guys. So there you go. That's, I guess there's a trap. Let's see the trap, huh? So he gets out his knight. Black attempts to take it. You run. I guess you go ahead and try to defend your pawn. I guess that makes sense, right? He does that. You get greedy and take it. He takes you. You're like, okay, you know, knight, get out of here. He says, I don't think so. You're like, okay, cool, free lunch, right? Why not? Bam. Attacking. Take that too. And then, oops. So where did we go wrong here? Right? Where did we go wrong? So, black gets greedy, takes the pawn, recaptures, attacks, forks the rook and the queen. You gotta take it, right? Good idea. And what do? You say, hey, I'm gonna sacrifice another piece, check, and now because the pawn or the bishop's moved, you take the queen. And what else can you do, right? And look at that. And now you could be like, well, I guess at this point you'd have to move this, right? You'd have to do this. You know, she could get out of here, I guess, but you know, hey. That's pretty cool, huh? Practice time. Yeah, no, we're good. We already did that. So, yep, guys, this was As black, I've been practicing the Scandinavian Defense. What if your opponent does anything else? Honestly, I don't really know. I really don't know. Anyway, so... But yeah, like, if your opponent does anything else... I don't know. But you know what, guys? You've waited this long, right? You guys have been patient this long. Let's show you the one where I mess up real bad, huh? Okay. So that was a draw. This was me apparently winning also. This was me winning an aborted game. This was me accepting a draw. And this was me getting my butt kicked. So I think this, yeah, this is it right here. Okay. So this was me versus an old Carl Gerardo. We'll just kind of fly through this. So I tried the Scandinavian because I've been practicing with it, right? He declines it. Okay, this happened before where I got into this position where someone attacks my pawn instead. Yeah, this is what happened. I went this, that's right. I went in this direction instead. I probably should have went in this direction. So instead of doing this, I should have went like this probably, I think. That's how I won in my other games. But I did that. Can we start to see where I'm messing up yet? Okay. You see that right there? I don't want to give up my pin on my enemy's knight. So I do that instead. This is when things got really bad because he had a move that he had a move cooking, right? So he's got to deal with this first. But he's got a move cooking and I'm not seeing it. So at this point I want to attack the knight. He's like, give it a try, it's not going to work. And now I see an impending checkmate. So I'm like, not yet. Not yet. He takes. Makes sense, right? You're probably thinking you're not doing so bad just yet. It gets worse. I castle. He gets his other bishop into the fight. Now my castle's really under heavy attack. At this point, I am seeing the pressure at this point. I am seeing it. And the computer tells me a defense. He gives me a defense. I just don't see it. Okay. Do you guys see the defense yet? Do you guys see the defense that I'm missing? That I have missed? Right? And this is where things took a turn for the worst. Now, why I did that, I don't remember. What I was seeing, yeah, that's what I was seeing. I was seeing this attack here, right? I was seeing this diagonal being attacked along with the queen, which was checkmate in one move, basically. So I figured this would be a defense against the checkmate. And it did hold off the checkmate, but then, bam, this happens, and now I'm going to lose a rook. So, yeah. Lost a rook. Now, I play very badly when I'm down material. So according to computer, this is a mistake. I don't know why. You might think, well, you're not looking so bad right now. You would think so, right? You would think so. I'm still behind material. I'm still behind. And you'd think, hey, that's not too bad. Just guard your piece or something. Yeah, you're right. I'll just guard my piece. It's a good idea. I'll do that. Oops. So much for guarding my piece. What was that about? I don't know. I just wanted to kill something, I guess. He took my knight. I'm like, okay, I'll take your bishop. Guys, I'm down. I'm still down an entire rook. I'm not doing very good in my opinion. I probably could have just done this. And then offered an exchange. But what's that gonna do? I'm not really sure. Even if he did something like this, and because I don't know. I mean, it kind of does, I think, end up like this though. So he goes down. I go up. I don't know. Like, get away from me, you rook. I see him lining up for the kill. I see it happening. I'm like, I don't like this. I've got to get another piece into the play here. He moves back, which was probably a good idea. I did the only thing I know how to do. Prepare the counterattack. I'm thinking, okay, he's doing the same thing. He's like, okay, go for it. And I'm like, I don't know what else to do. Now it's just push pawns. Like, what else do I have, guys? What else did I have? Because if you can go back and show me the winning move, let me know, but I'm not seeing anything. I had to take. What else was I gonna do? I can't wait around. He's got doubled up rooks on the same file. With the queen ready to fly. I don't got nothing. At this point, I'm like, hey, cool, I gotta move. Big brain move right here. Big brain move. Guys, at this point, I thought, I'm doing good. I was so wrong. Check. Big brain move. Right down the drain. See that? Yeah. Yeah. At this point, I'm crushed. I'm thinking he's got to do something, right? So maybe he's just gonna like. Maybe he could do this, and I could do this, and he could do this, and then I could offer him a nice exchange of queens, and he could take it, and I could do this, and I could try my chances with the pawn rush. This I could have won. I could have won that. Now that's not what happened. That's not what happened at all. He got smart and found the winning move. You know? Now, I probably could have put my queen out there, but no, that would have been a bad idea too, because this is just losing big time. I knew that much. All I knew now is just please give me the queen. Just give me the queen, please. He did. Now without taking a pawn first, but he gave me the queen. At this point, I don't know what to do. At this point, I'm just trying to keep my my pawns alive. And I think in my mind, this is when I realized I probably made a mistake. Because what I probably should have done was this. And then he could have been like, yeah, cool. And then I could have at least gone like this. So even if he went like this, you know, I could have at least gotten ready to do something cool, like, I don't know, maybe this, I don't know, something, right? I mean, just give me something here, you know? I would have lost anyway, but still, I mean... So it did end up with him with the rook left. And I knew it was headed towards this ending. At this point, I'm just like, that's not what I wanted to have happening, because that was the one section of defense that I had left. And I'm like, okay, get away from me. He's like, no problem. And I'm like, okay. Oops. And that's when I'm like, it's game, man. It's game. I've got nothing now. And at this point, instead of moving backwards and giving myself some kind of defense, you know, he still could have wasted me, but still, that's not the point, right? I was already dead anyway. I was already dead. But moving up, I don't know what I was thinking. I gave up, so. So yeah, I mean, I'm like I said, I'm practicing with the Scandinavian defense. So like he does king's pawn, and like I said, traditionally I would have been like wham, and then boom, 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 and then I'd have been like, I guess I could have been like this, right? And then he could have been like, then he could have just done that. And then he could have started eating pieces for free, right? I mean, he could just been like, oh wait, yeah, it's my turn. Huh. Sure, why not? No, it is my turn, isn't it? Oh, yeah, it's my turn. Okay, yeah. I don't know. I don't know, really. I just don't know. So... Anyway. I mean, because the computer would get me with that move so many times. You know, finally I learned, if this happens, just do this and you should be okay. Not a big deal. So you can play a king's pawn game and not fall for this little trap. But I'm not that smart. So instead of trying to remember this convoluted series of maneuvers, I just did Scandinavian. So again, I'm practicing. Hopefully I'll get better at it, because in this case, it didn't work. Not that it didn't work, it's just that I didn't do a proper job. Okay. To be fair though, I didn't really make any serious mistakes until... Because the computer says that's a blunder, right? So what am I doing wrong? That's an inaccuracy, but okay. That right there, that's the mistake. That's the mistake right there. I also think this would have worked too. That would have blocked it as well. And then I don't know what could have happened then. Maybe he could have, I don't know, castled, and I could have been like, get away from me, dude. And he could have been like, no problem. I don't know. But yeah, so not doing so hot at this point, really. Just not doing so hot. So according to this, he blunders, and then I blunder right there. Now apparently this was the defense. Blah. Can't even talk right. Let's see. Forcing him to retreat, I can do this. Da 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 da. I don't know. Was that how it, is this how it would have turned out? I don't even know, man. I don't even know. But it didn't turn out that way. This is how it turned out. And that was the fatal flaw right there. That's the blunder right there. That's the one that really killed me. So instead of shoving him off me, or instead of doing this, I don't know. Hey, I mean, let's say he sacked a piece. I don't even know, right? I mean, I don't know. I don't know what I don't know what happens now, really, but yeah, I mean, I messed up big time. You know what's funny is, the funny thing is the computer suggests doing this. What do you do now? I don't really know, but I guess I could do this. At this point, it probably would have been game over anyway, right? And look at it, right? This is game over. And what do you do? Checkmate. I don't know. Guys, I saw it coming. I saw the checkmate coming. I saw him working on it. Yeah, I survived the box, but I got out of the box, but at this point the damage was done. I was behind a rook, and I don't know how to recover. I tried my best to recover, but I couldn't think of anything intelligent enough to work with. You know, it's like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know. What do I do, really? What do I really do? This was my best attempt, right here. Because in my opinion, if he decided, okay, I'm going to attack you, he could have been like, bam, 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 bam. I don't know. He still lines up with the rook, right? And I don't have anything except for pawns. And of course, it happened anyway. It just took longer. Except he was trying to make it so that he has a rook also. Now, if I had done this first, right? If I had done this first, maybe there was a way that if he had just... You know what? No, there's not a way. There's not a way. I think I would have had it done this first, maybe. Maybe this. I don't know. Maybe there was a way to get those pawns up through the center and get them promoted. I don't know. I really don't know, guys. But, yeah. Guys, if you get this far in the video, and if you do, thanks for watching, but if you see this position right here, okay, or anything from this position, pause it, take a look, right, to say this position, and if you see a winning maneuver that That gets me that rook. At least that rook. At least gets me that rook. Let me know, because I don't see it. I don't see one. And I don't think the computer does either. I think the computer's like, yeah, dude, you've got nothing. Like, I don't have anything at this point. Like, my brainchild move was like, oh, just move up a square. Obviously, duh. Like, that makes sense. Because he has to take... He's got to move one of them, right? He's got to move a piece. Right? What's he going to do? I mean, if he does this, I still get a rook, right? And obviously he... But no. No. He sees the one move I didn't see coming. Bam. And I should have seen it. What did I have? Right? I could have blocked and got my clock cleaned, you know? And then been in some real big trouble. Or I could do this, which is what I did. Oops. So guys, here's a position, right? Guys, anything from here onwards, if you get this far in the video, like I said, if you guys can think of a way for me to net a rook and even the odds, let me know, please. Thank you. He does this. Right? What do I do? This does nothing, right? That does nothing. I mean, at least this, I don't know, gets a pawn further to the kill, to me getting another queen, right? Then there's this. At this point, like, do I wait? I can't wait. If I wait, he's just like let's say I do something stupid like this, and I push. I can't. That's not gonna do anything. But he just does bam. What do? I can't take it, right? Right? Do I just sit here and do nothing? I can't. Let's say I push another pawn. It's almost checkmate. Right? No, it's even worse. Now it's a fork. Now it's even worse. Now it's a queen against a king. I don't know. What do I know? But guys, if there was ever a way in this position right here, or even earlier, let's say down here, or heaven forbid down here, or here, or here, or any one of these positions. Like, I figured maybe if he took the bait, I could have at least had, I don't know, an open file to contend with. You know? And I could have been like, dude, check it out. Right? Open file. Like, this is how I think, right? Just trade pieces, play simple, you know? But still, we still end up in this horrible position where I've got a rook to deal with that I don't know how to deal with, you know? So, anyway, guys. Practicing with the Scandinavian Defense, guys, you know, didn't work out. I messed up. I got to around, right, this point here, and I thought I had something at this point. I'm gonna get a free piece out of the deal. Gonna get a queen, maybe a rook, maybe a queen, I don't know. Or maybe I had a defense cooked up here, I don't know. Maybe... should I have attacked in this position? I don't know. Was this the winning combination? I don't know. Maybe. I'm not sure what I was thinking. Right? I mean... still losing, right? Still losing. Still losing. Guys, anyway. Comment down below if you want to see this game, and comment quickly because I'll probably lose the game if you don't show it to me. Like, if you don't say, show me the rest of this game, show me more, or show me the positions because, I don't know, try it out, right? Try it out. I was thinking, you know what's funny? All he had to do, probably, well, let's see. What's he? Yeah, he does this. That's right. He does this. That was actually a good idea. That was honestly a good idea. So yeah, good idea. Double up retreat, no big deal. Now what do I have? Nothing. I don't know. Guys, pause anywhere you want to along this line. Anywhere from probably, you know, anywhere from this position here, or here, or, I don't know. Like, so he says this, right? What does he say here? He says an accuracy, knight c4. But where's the follow-up? He never gives me a follow-up idea. The computer, like, typically if you press forward, the computer will tell you what to do next, but there's no follow-up. It's just probably, I don't know. What do you do, right? That's nothing. I'm still down a piece. I'm still behind, in my opinion. What do I do now, right? You know? I mean, come on, right? What are you gonna do? Like, what does that really do, you know? Honestly. You know? I go here. He gets out of the way. Maybe I figure I'll get lucky and I'll win something. I don't know. Right? In my opinion, this is as good as it gets. So at this point, let me just do something silly. Then he initiates the attack. I mean, this would have been the best I could have hoped for, honestly. But so he says I should have moved my knight, but I do this instead. He attacks. Could I still have moved my knight? No, now I can't move my knight. So he's right, I made a mistake. I blundered. Because now my horse is pinned. So maybe I could have done something like, what am I gonna do, right? What can I really do? I don't know what to do. I needed a way to make sure that if I moved my horse, that my bishop was not in the way. Like, it was free to move. Like, maybe this was the best move. So maybe if he had done this, you know. Like, I don't know, right? You could say, but yeah, it's only, you know, it's still 4-4. You still got 4 pieces of material against 2 rooks. Against 2 rooks, guys, 2 rooks. Anyway, so again, I'm just practicing the Scandinavian and Queen's Pawn. So just wanted, yeah, just this. Oh, this is a long video. Wow, this is crazy long. So Scandinavian. Here's another one. Actually, no, that's not another one. This is him doing Queen's Pawn. Never mind. What's this? Oh, this one works too. This one's cool too. Now, let's see here. Yeah, that's right. So I get smarter this time, and I defend from the other way with the other pawn, not the other, you know, this pawn, not the other one. This one's even more fun, I think, really. Watch what happens here. So he moves out his knight. I'm like, cool, let's threaten that too. Yeah, I wanted to see it this way. It's like, cool, now I got 2 pieces under attack. I remember watching a video from a real chess expert, and they said, do not let multiple pieces get under attack. It's not a good idea. In my opinion, first priority should have been get this pin relieved. Something, you know, like move, get this out of here. Get that under, you know, get that finished. Get that taken care of, man. You know, what does he do? Right? I attack. He moves out of the attack. Cool, no problem. Remember, I want to suicide my knights into his knights. So I'm attacking here. Now he's attacking. Now he's pinning my knight to my king, but that's not really a good pin because I can just get rid of it that way. Now he has 1, 2, 3 pieces under attack. 3 pieces that are being attacked. Okay? I'm attacking 2 knights and a bishop. And he's attacking my queen. Now I'm attacking 4 pieces. A bishop, right? A bishop, 2 knights. Yeah, sorry, both bishops and both his knights. I don't know why he did that, because it like, at least do this, you know? So then you could have at least retreated one of the pieces, maybe? I don't know. I mean, but he's still way behind. So so he moves there instead, though, in this game. Right? And I'm like, okay, free lunch. He got out of that one, though. But I take that one, exchange it, no problem, take that one. I'm like way up in material. You know? So, yeah, this was like me saying, "Hey, cool, you want my queen? Go for it, I'll take your queen." Now, I don't know why he did this. Like, if you look at this, I'm like, he didn't actually get his queen out of danger. But I'm like, wait a second, I can put his queen in danger, though. And my brain was like, barely working, because if you think about it, I could have just done this. But it didn't occur to me because I thought his queen, right? I thought his queen was over here. So, you know, I'm just barely, you know, working. I'm just barely finishing this game, really. I'm just barely here. I'm just, like, barely conscious. It's like, okay, oh, he wants to take my queen. I'll take your queen. And he moves back. And I'm like, wait a second. Yeah, never mind. Not wait a second, not yet. That's another game, isn't it? So yeah, check. Sacrificing a queen. No big deal. He's got 3 pieces left. You know, 3 major pieces left. I got 4. Now he's got 2 major pieces left. I mean, this guy's in serious trouble. Sonny, if you see this, I'm not making fun of you. I'm not good at chess at all, really, in my opinion. I'm just not good at the game. But this is another instance, in my opinion, of when the Scandinavian defense for me did work. Again, guys, good move, by the way. If he had just taken my knight, he had to move. He'd have to move out of the way, and I'd really finish him off at this point. It'd just be horrible. So he saw that coming, at least. Which, let's get my horse out of there. This was just too much. I just felt like really bad for this person. I got 2 knights and a bunch of pawns, and he's being such a good sport, trying to survive, trying to still win. I'm thinking to myself, wow, this guy is just being really patient with me, really humoring me. So, guys, if you don't know how if you don't know how to checkmate someone with just a queen and a king, it's real simple. Okay? Here's a rough example of how you do it. Your queen needs to guard 1 file, or whatever you want to call this, a column. I'm not sure, column, file, whatever. I don't care. You need to trap the king in the last file. Then you want to edge up your king, kind of following his king, like so. And then finally, checkmate. And that's what happened, guys. This person was a great sport. They played into the last man. A lot of respect here. You know, I would not have done that. I would have quit a long time ago. I'd have been like, got you, dude. Like, dude, you got 2 knights, a bunch of pawns. I'm done. Like, let's be real fair here. I would have quit before this. I would have quit before this. You know, honestly. I would have quit before, you know, I probably would have quit before this too. So when do you quit, though? When you realize your enemy has 1, 2, 3 pieces of yours under attack. 2 of which by pawns. You can't save all of them. Guys, So like I remember like what I heard online on a YouTube video by an expert, by an actual chess professional. Do not allow multiple pieces to come under attack at once. At this point, I just had free lunch. Like it was a buffet. Because at this point, I've got what? 2 rooks, 2 knights, a bishop, and a queen. He's got what? 2 rooks, a bishop, and a queen. Basically, I'm 2 knights up. I would have quit right here. I would have already quit right here. Okay? He keeps going. So I got a lot of respect for this person. He just keeps trying, which is really admirable. He even still tries to get a counteroffensive going, which is awesome. Like, a lot of respect here, really. He must have saw something. He must have thought also that his queen, right? He must have thought too that his queen was lined up in this line here, because that's what I thought too. I think because I'm thinking, wait a second, he can take my queen and I can't take it back or whatever. So I decided to counter it instead and say, hey, I'll take your queen instead. It's like, you can take mine, I'll take yours. We'll trade. I'm trying to think, why did he do this? Because like, that made no sense. Like, why did he go there? Why not just go here? Like, why not go there? I don't know. Or why not go anywhere else, right? But, like, even right here, I would have quit even right here. I mean, what are you gonna do? I'm gonna take your bishop, and now I got 2 knights, 2 rooks, and you have what? What do you have? Right? I'm gonna chase you around, and this was my ace move right here, and it's over with. Anyway, so guys, let me one last thing, because this is the one thing I am good at, though, right here, okay? The one thing I am good at. Alright, so let me show you what I'm good at. Right, back up, back up, back up, back up. Home. There we go. Yeah, we'll do all this. Wait a second, that's not what I want to do. You don't want to do that. There you go, board editor. Not that I'm good at it, but it's something I can do. Like, if you watch any novices playing chess online, they don't seem to be able to do this. So, we will jack up the difficulty to the highest degree here. Oh, that's good. Let's go to 8. Level 8, there you go. So guys, here's how you checkmate a computer using only, or anybody using only a queen and a king. And it's not even hard to do either. It's really not hard to do. You kind of want to pin them into a smaller and smaller box. I'm probably doing this the stupid way, so right, take this with like a grain of salt here, guys. But this is the general method I use. So I think I can go here. That's not checkmate, or it's not a stalemate yet. He still has a move. So what I do is once you have him, so he's on the last row, or he's trapped against the wall. Do this. I mean, you don't have to, but I do it just to be safe, right? And then you kind of mirror his moves with your king. And then that's it. You're done. Okay? So personally, I like games that end with the king and a bunch of pawns, because if I can attack you with, if I can get my pawns, or get one of my pawns promoted to a queen, this is how I can checkmate you. I know how to do this. Okay, I know how to do this checkmate. Guys, I remember watching these videos on YouTube where people will have multiple queens. Like this one guy had like 3 queens on the board, or 2 queens and some other pieces, and the opponent had only his king left basically, and the game ended in a stalemate. I'm thinking, how do you do that? Even I'm not that dumb. Or, I'm sorry, not dumb, but inexperienced. Like, I'll watch these videos though, and it's like, people make fun of these people so badly, and it's like, you know what? You don't need to make fun of them though. It's like, because everyone's new once. Well, alternatively, guys, I think you could have done this too. So instead of this, I think I could have done this. I think. And that's checkmate too, because now he can't get out. So yeah. So either this checkmate or this checkmate. Okay? Because all you want to do is your king, all he has got to do, he's got to simply cut off these 3 escape routes right here. Boom, boom, boom. And that's it. So then you have your options of go down and checkmate, or go over and checkmate. I prefer over because, I don't know, looks cooler. I don't know. Anyway, so guys, that's all. So Queen's Gambit, Scandinavian Defense, I've been practicing those, and my rating is approximately oops, wrong button. $1,200. That's it. That's my approximate rating on Lichess. Although it's probably closer to 1,000 because my bullet rating is only 1,046. Which means give me less time to think. I suck more. There you go. So, yeah, I mean, guys, the more time I have to think, the better I play. My correspondence rating, for example, is apparently 1,900. Okay? So give me a day to think about my moves. I can do a lot better. Anyway. But someone had said, hey, dude, practice versus people and stuff, and hey, there you go. I'm practicing. I'm studying. I'm trying to play better. But still, I'm only rated around 1,000 plus, so yeah. No big deal. Anyway. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed chess, let me know. I'll make more chess videos. Guys, someone told me keep making content, great videos. I always appreciate the encouragement, because if you encourage me, it does encourage me to make more videos. Okay? Without encouragement, I figure you guys got bored, you guys don't care, so I'm gonna stop and just take a vacation. Which is what I've been doing. I've been taking a vacation, so yeah. But anyway, you know what to do. Questions, comments, constructive criticism, down below, please be polite. I don't need trolls. I don't need people with nothing better to do except insult people. If you want to be that person, go someplace else. So I'm just gonna Thanos snap your comment out of this world. I don't care. I don't need your pettiness. I really just don't need your pettiness. Okay, if chess isn't your thing, if I'm boring, if I'm not a good teacher, keep it to yourself. I know I'm not a good teacher. I'm not a chess professional. I'm a chess newbie. I know that. Okay? If you get a laugh out of my video, perfect. If that's how you get out of it, good. Enjoy whatever you gotta do. Thumbs down, thumbs up, I don't care. I just hope you enjoy. And I just wanted to say, I will hopefully get back into Interstellar Pilot, back into the miniseries, back into no packs. But I have been I've been taking it kind of slow. I've been on vacation mode, just kind of watching videos, having fun, enjoying the summer, going hiking, that kind of stuff. That's all. I got stuff to do, I suppose. Anyway, thanks for watching. Leave a comment. And remember, 2021, no nuclear wars. Missiles are not toys. Oh, and China, leave Taiwan alone. They didn't do nothing to you. They just want to be free. Cuba too. See ya. Take care, guys. Thanks for watching. Peace.